I've told you about our GDP that has grown 4.23%.
Massively. And that's interesting.
Yes, yeah.
And some people are applauding your government. But the problem is that deep down, go to the common people, ordinary Nigerians, they are still suffering, and your lifestyle has not changed.
It has. Umar, let me put it this to you. I don't know whether we are aware of the pronouncement made by the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, which one?
That about 1,000 people from each of the wards across the 774 local governments in this country are going to be supported to do small-scale businesses. This is unprecedented.
And
1,000 people multiplied by in all the wards, multiplied by 774 across this country, without any preference to any political party or any affiliation.
Massive. But the problem is that how are you going to make sure that the process becomes free from corruption?
It has been well thought out. What we're trying to do is to ensure that every person, in every ward, the fact that it is even going to every ward, there are some wards that are not even supportive of our party.
Okay.
But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, consistent with his policy of governing for everybody, is a president for everyone, mind you. And I thought you were going to touch on it.
Okay, which one?
For the first time in our history, you have more resources, not just available to the federal government. You have more resources as a result of this major policy that the president has taken. You have more resources now available, some 2 times, 3 times, sometimes more, for the subnational, the state governments.
You're talking about the money that you pump to the state governments.
Well, it's not pumping. That is a constitutional matter. When there's more revenue generated, yes, of course, it will be shared with the subnational. It's not just pumping indiscriminately. That's a formula that is existing. Okay. That formula has not been altered. Okay. What has altered is that there's now more resources for them. The volume has indeed gone up, and that is why when you go to many of the states in this country, for all the governors that actually want to embark on massive development for their people, they have enough fiscal headroom for them to do that. And that's what we are seeing.
So when people are complaining about poverty, they should not blame you, they should blame their state governments?
Well, no, that is not what we are saying. But of course, people live in the states. How many people live within the federal capital territory? People live in the state. And that's why the president said, not just the state, strengthen the local government authority. And you know what has happened. He went to seek interpretation from the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, yes, indeed, the local government need to have some form of
autonomy.
Political and economic autonomy for them to do that. Of course, because we are used to a particular system, it's taking some time to sort out. But the president is determined to do that, and he's going to do that. Mind you, so many other initiatives of the federal government. The agricultural thing that you're talking about 1.5 trillion has been voted this year for the Bank of Agriculture alone. To recapitalize it. This is unprecedented. The first time
to help the politicians who claim to be farmers, or the real farmers.
The real farmers. And look at what he has done. For the first time, we are seeing that even fertilizer distribution, supply of inputs, seedlings, is going directly to farmers. And the president is working with the subnationals. Go to Jigawa State and see what agriculture is doing there. Go to Kebbi State and see what is happening. Go to Niger State and see what is happening. But there are still
complaints that the price of fertilizer is still expensive.
Yes, the president is working on that. No, we're working so much on that. The president is working. The president's determination, is that we must have this fertilizer affordable for every farmer to go to his farm. It's unacceptable when the cost of fertilizer is just going up, and then farmers are finding it difficult. I mean, you won't achieve the kind of food security that you want.
One more thing before I'm sorry to cut you off, before we go on a short break, is the issue of electricity. How does your government plan to address the electricity problems? We are currently on solar, using solar energy to power the whole newsroom and studio that we are producing this program from. And at night, when you drive through Abuja, you will see that it is dark. And as a man from Kano, I would beat my chest and say Kano is much brighter than Abuja. at night.
Well, I don't know about that, but we have this energy mix transition that the president is pursuing, and for the first time, even look at the megawatt. For the first time, in March this year, the Ministry of Power declared that we have over 5,800 megawatts that is put out there. We've not achieved that in many years. This is not sufficient.
Okay.
The government is not saying that this is sufficient, but what government is saying is that we need to continuously work on that, improve on that, in conjunction with the subnationals. In the past, our law says you can't even just go and start your own power project. Now, all the subnationals, all the state governments, have been encouraged. The laws have been, amended, so to say, to accommodate that for them. Any state government, even local government, can decide to say, look, we also want to generate electricity, and they have the right to do so. It's no longer as exclusive as it used to be in the past.
So the federal government is not going to help, is not going to facilitate the electrification of the country, for example.
No, of course it will. It will. And why would you say that? What we are saying is that we are also encouraging. It's a mixed something. That's what is called the great decentralization of our national grid. I think this in the past, everything is centered, but now it has been decentralized, so that the power can actually be generated even below the federal government. The subnations have the enabling environment for them to do that if they wish to do that. And then, of course, the president, being a private sector himself, is already encouraging the private sector players to invest more and more with the support of the federal government to show that this is going to happen.
And to privatize it.
Pardon?
And to privatize it? When we have the involvement of the private sector.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to privatize. Like the private sector can start it and finish it. You don't have to privatize it.
Yeah, because
we've done that. We've done that with the petroleum issue. But in the past, it was almost impossible for you to determine what the cost of fuel, because as the naira was going, dollar was going up, or whatever currency, so is the fuel price. And now it's been completely deregulated.
Okay.
We have seen active players. We have seen our domestic refining capacity in this country has really gone up. Dangote is there.
Thanks to Dangote, even the four refineries.
No, even but there are also modular refineries that are also being modular.
What does that mean?
Small scale refineries, that are also being encouraged, for them to also do that.
Owned by private
people,
citizens?
Yes, private citizens, yes. If you have the resources from what you do here, you can go into it.
Okay, that's lovely. So we're going on a short break, but before then, your lifestyle has not changed. I mean, not you in particular, but the lifestyle of people in government has not changed, while people are still living in utter destitution.
Well, it shouldn't change, really. I mean, people should live according to their means. I'm an advocate of that. I try to live it as much as possible. We all do not have the same level of we are not at the same level of economic opportunities. Okay. Sometimes when they see government people, people go into government, there are many of them that are successful people in the private sector that have also gone into government. But it's harmful when public officials are seen to be displaying wealth that the people can see they didn't have before they get into office. That is really very harmful. No one will support that kind of situation. And I think that Nigerians must have their own ability to discern whose income just went up exponentially as a result of corruption or misapplication of the common resources that we all have. This is not what we should be as a country, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu clearly frowns at that. I mean,
discourages that.
No, he does.
Only frowns.
No, he discourages, because even frowning is actually discouraging that. I mean, you have seen situations where even his foreign travels are being cut down. Ministers have been advised to cut down the number of cars following them. You can see that I came here with my car and a backup security, not like you have a long retinue of officials following you just because you are a minister of the Federal Republic. These are all, and I think that the ministers are also trying in their own way
But not all of them.
Ensure that. Well,
We
I think
still
that
see
they are trying.
convoys. I'm not mentioning names, but we still see convoys.
Well, the law allows the ministers to have at least security, to have their own vehicle.
Okay.
And when you're going for a function,
Okay.
the minister is not the only person ministering that ministry, so to say, if you will. He's going there with a number of officials who are helping him, not just spending money, but are also helping him to deliver on the mandate that Nigerians have given them.